Now it appears that our two faces are talking to each other. Truth.
Four is much easier because other people know what 4/4 is. Once you start to, change and waltz and things, people don't know where the fuck they are. So
Southern style home cooking challenger Takemasa comes in at the finish with 5 dishes. Iron
happen to anyone more deserving.
They're not going to close the plant, are they?
No, the bank put Lenny in charge.
Today we had the challenge of a head chef from a restaurant in the nation's academic hub, satisfying the captains of industry and government.
I hope you're satisfied, captains of industry and government. You better be. Iron Chefs do good. They do a mean spread. Hey everyone. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna try and do this professional. Like, I realized that I haven't actually got my camera set up properly, but I'm gonna see if I can just check this out. Yeah, using the... Okay, that looks fine. Okay. Alright, let's switch to work mode. Hey, hi. How's it going? We've actually, normally I work on ScumVM stuff, but this month I am trying to make a game for, a DOS game for a game jam. And more importantly, we'll be writing the engine ourselves, which initially I thought would be kind of really pushing it in terms of getting it over the line in time for the end, but we're actually not doing too bad in terms of time. If I just show my to-do list... hang on, no, what? So yeah, we've actually got a whole bunch of stuff. We made a ton of progress since last time. In fact, I'll show you the main thing which got added compared to, well, actually two big things that got added since last time. I think okay, so give me a sec. We got to build it first, because I think there were some changes that I had to push before. But set nav make. Oh no, it's all good. DOSBox. So you can see here we've now got proper palettes with correct colors and everything, and we've got text rendering. Now this was a massive ordeal to get that sorted out. essentially, yeah, so now we can load in a bitmap font of, you know, any kind of bitmap font we want. We can make an atlas for it. We can load it into the game, and it will just support UTF-8 out of the box, which is, I don't know, quite important, I guess, if you want to do anything that's, I don't know, like a big limitation for, like, you know, old engines is that you typically will have like I don't know, most character widths are either like 1 byte or 2 bytes, which basically means you can have like 256 letters or, I don't know, 65,000 letters, and it'll, you know, usually they pick like either ASCII or some kind of regional encoding, like Shift JIS is a popular one for Japanese, but yeah, we don't have to worry about any of that. We can just use UTF-8 in all of the text files, and that's good because the idea is that we want to edit with we want to use like as many kind of like on the what's called out of the box tools for making things as possible, which means like PNGs everywhere and all the scripts being in text you can edit with a text editor. And so yeah, I'm quite happy with how that turned out. The one thing that I did sink a bunch of time into but did not manage to get over the line is the debug console. So I can actually show you here that like what I want to happen. So if I go like telnet 42424, did I set it up here? No, I didn't. Hang on. DOSBox. So DOSBox has a feature where you can basically set up a COM port, you know, one of the DOS kind of serial ports. Oh no, I do have it set up. Yeah, you can basically set it into telnet mode, which allows you to just treat it as a dumb kind of, you know, TCP channel with very little extra work. And I got as far, and hang on, serial disabled. No, that shouldn't be right. Serial, hang on, serial / question mark, yeah, serial for null modem telnet equals 1 and port 42424. Oh wait, hang on, do I have like another? I've already got 2 copies of DOSBox open. That would be why. Let me close both of them and start this one up again. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. This build I don't have. Essentially, I managed to get it. Communications was working, but the problem was that like every time I tried to read from the serial port, it would take like 2 seconds, which is an eternity. That's like way too long. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. Like you're meant to be able to like probe the device and you know, check to see if there's any kind of incoming data, and then, you know, by doing that you don't have to like wait around for it to time out, which is what I presume it was doing. But yeah, no dice. But essentially, like, if, let's see if this works now. Telnet 42424 or 00004244. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was doing. So now look, if I just go like echo buttocks to com4. There we go. So we have, you know, it works. Like you can actually like ship things through the COM port over TCP. I just got to figure out like what it is that I'm doing wrong in, I don't know, because yeah, it's also made slightly more difficult by the fact that we're using DJ GPP, which gives you kind of like a nice modern, like it spacks over all the weird DOS calls, so you know you just have to use like standard C, and that's great when it works, but in this particular instance it's not working. It's dying somewhere in like the glue bits of the code, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to like spend another evening just kind of like staring at it and like using the DOSBox debugger to figure that out. But anyhow, so I figured that like in lieu of doing that, which sounds really painful and I'm not sure I could do 2 nights in a row of that, let's work on some of the assets for this game. So the plan is that this is going to be an adventure game. I've done like a fair bit of the writing already. Do I have Do I have the stuff on this computer? I'm gonna try and avoid spoilers as much as possible on the stream. Like basically we're just gonna work on the stuff which doesn't reveal anything, and then by game jam time, then we'll, it'll be available. But X dot. So it's very small, but I do have this puzzle dependency chart that is kind of cooking up. It's not going to be a very complicated adventure game. There's probably going to be maybe 3 rooms. It's just going to be enough to kind of like give the engine a workout and like, produce like a pleasing 30 minutes to an hour's worth of of entertainment. But honestly, yeah, so far I have been loving the just actually getting something done, like actually making something tangible and getting something out of the other end. Like, I generally don't get to do that on stream very often. Like, usually it'll just be like me fighting with, I don't know, the world's worst scripting problem for like 3 hours, and then maybe I'll get to see like a little bit more of a terrible FMV game. So like to have to be kind of more in the driver's seat, it's quite nice. Yeah, okay, so let us... Give me just a moment. I better actually... Because like, what are we going to be trying initially is not really programming. We're going to be using a tracker, like a music tracker for this, but we're going to be making music for the OPL3 chip. Browser. And yeah, I've got some idea. Like, basically, like, I don't think this is spoiling too much to say, like, the game is probably going to be set in space, so I just want some kind of, like, nice, weird ambient music. And ideally, I want it to not sound like, I don't know, you know how ad-lib music has that sound to it? Like, it has a kind of, like, there's a very kind of, like, and that's mostly due to OPL2. So, like, OPL2, which was ad-lib, which was the very first kind of iteration of the Yamaha sound chips for DOS, it has like a very limited number of operators and waveforms, so many of the instruments kind of like it's very hard to get a lot of texture out of OPL2. But OPL3 they upped the number of waveforms and operators, so you do actually get kind of like a more complicated palette. Unfortunately, OPL3 came around just about the time that like everyone started moving to like wavetable synthesis, so it's it had a little bit of a reprieve, but not much. And so, but like the games that actually use all of the OPL3 channels, you can tell because it's very nice. I had a page open, but I just give me just a moment. And my browser's seized up. That's always a good sign for when you're live. Oh, let's hang on. There we go. I do worry sometimes that my computer is just either the computer or the NVIDIA card is just struggling like a little bit too much to like concentrate with streaming and just rendering just normal things to the screen. But there's not much I can do about it. The OPL. I think this was it. Oh, yes. There we go. So on the surface, it kind of looks pretty intense, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'll just open up the adlib tracker. So yeah, the tool that we're going to be kind of using to like mess around with is called Reality Adlib Tracker. It is a piece of software, I believe it was originally from 1994, but then they recently did a nice re-release for Windows. And yeah, we're using the Windows one rather than the DOS one because then we can control it. We can control it nicely with the MIDI keyboard. Because, you know, sometimes it's nice to be able to do that. So where have we got it now? Actually, let me. Firstly, we got okay. Also, this is like the very first time I've mucked around with it for like an hour before the stream, but we're going to be learning a lot as we kind of go. So, I'll actually save the instrument that I've got. No. P. How do I, Sorry, I was just trying to save the instrument that I was making. Okay. Yeah, it is Control P. No, I don't exit red. I just want to save. I want to save a file. I want to save a file to disk. Okay. For some reason, I can't like convince it to make a new file, which is concerning. I'm gonna give it a file, like a sacrificial file that I can write over. We'll call it test.ins. Okay, will you write that over now? Reality adlib tracker. Overwrite, yes. Okay. So now we'll just we'll start this again. When wine rad windows. Here we go. This is the stuff. MIDI settings. So I need to set up the micro key. Oh, gotta set up the micro key, and I've gotta turn on all these channels. Okay. So this is an edit mode, which we don't really want. So I'll just pop out. And then instrument. Oh, okay, no, you have to turn on at least one instrument. Control. So we'll turn on input channel 1. Oh, I see. To get polyphony, you actually need like, okay, you need to pick multiple channels for polyphony. That makes sense. So if we go, we'll pick the first 5 just because, you know. Okay. Right. So okay. So the trick with FM synthesis is it kind of comes down to these algorithms that they've got here. So what essentially is that you have, I guess, like 4 waveforms called operators, and they're kind of chained together. You know, the order in which they're chained together is called the algorithm. So these, I believe, are the 4. I mean, you can either have like just you can have 2 operator additive synthesis, 2 operator frequency modulation synthesis, where you just have, you know, one waveform modulating the other waveform, and then you've got these kind of fancy chained modes here, which are, I believe, are the ones that are OPL3. new additions. I could be wrong about that. And then, in addition to that, I think you actually get some more waveforms that you didn't originally get in OPL2, which is the ad lib chip. So, I guess let's start off, I guess, like by trying to kind of to figure out what kind of we got to make some nice instruments. That's how this works, surely. Okay, so first instrument I think that we want is some kind of like, let's say like a bass hit. Like we want some kind of like, you know, some kind of like bass line sound. So what? Okay. So first we're going to switch to the instrument editor. Then, and you can see like over here on the right, this shows us what algorithm that we've got set up. And you can currently pick, and yeah, so it allows you to pick like 2 operator synthesis and then the fancy chained modes, which, whoa, hang on. Algorithm 7? What's algorithm 7? Is that, hang on. Oh, is algorithm 7 maybe the percussion? Like the... Oh, we've got port, channel, octave, program, bank low. Oh no, algorithm 7 is like, I think that it is like the virtual, like, because this tracker gives you allows you to kind of assign a channel to MIDI, I think. Like you can, or you know, you can assign different instrument channels to MIDI channels, and therefore control like external gear with this tracker software, which we're not gonna be using because we want to make some DOS music. But let's go a reality ad-lib tracker, because I just want to have a look at their docs. So if we go to the docs, yeah, okay, so yeah, algorithm 7 is for MIDI mode, which we're not going to be using. Okay, good to know. So, but if we like just kind of like listen to what the bass, this default the default setup that we've got. So with algorithm 0, it sounds kind of like this. Algorithm 1 is, it's kind of more muted. But like more purer tone, I suppose. Yeah, so this one. Ah, okay. Now having the 2 feedback loops makes it sound a bit more brassy. But yeah, like a lot. I think that like maybe it's kind of influenced by just all of these like fairly boring kind of wave presets that we've got. But yeah, like the trick to kind of making this thing. Oh, and the other thing is that like these later presets, or sorry, these later algorithms, they're not going to sound quite as good with the boring one, because I'm pretty sure channels 3 and 4 they're not programmed out of the box. Yeah, you can see like channels 3 and 4 are blank, so we need to start kind of adding stuff. So let's kick off with this algorithm here and see how we can make it different. So basically we need to at least turn on volume and attack to get like some noise out of it, and then probably mess around with the wave type. So if we'll turn up the volume on like channel number 3. Yeah. Yeah, because like, well, yeah, because channel 3 is modulating channel 2, which is modulating channel 1. So that's kind of why. So it's sounding kind of very, very distorted, very sawtoothy. How about if we change... Oh, and... So the multiplier here, I think, like, sets what kind of sub-octaves get used. Because in frequency modulation synthesis, it's basically all, you know, you've got your carrier wave, and then you can multiply it by a certain number, which I think is what this does here. So you can kind of see that there's like here like a different note over the top. Okay, that just adjusts like where we are on the scale. How about wave type? And then we can just add like a completely different channel here. So if we go, so if we add one of these, let's have a, interesting. Okay, so this... Oh, because... This just seems to have, like, infinite... How come, yeah, how come channel... how come this operator here seems to be infinite feedback? Because I mean, yeah, it would be nice to kind of... Hang on, if we go back into here and then we just, I think it's maybe because we've got no decay. So, if we go back into here and then just up the decay a bunch. Yeah, there we go. Huh, do the other, I guess... Huh, the other ones don't have decay. So I don't know why that one is... oh, maybe because like... Oh, because it's just constantly feeding back. I see, right. So like... That kind of makes sense. So like... The signal comes in through this end and out that end, but if you've got like a feedback loop and you don't have like a decay involved in that, then that'll just kind of be self-sustaining. Okay. Oh, maybe it's release. But see, that's nice. Hey, bloody cactus. Yeah, it is a little bit kind of a mind bend, isn't it? But But yeah, now we have this kind of like nice, this nice kind of little aftertouch. Can we change the wave? Will that make it different? No, I like number 3. I like number 3 the best. Okay, so that's all good. I think we need to like make our make the primary chain sound a bit better. So we've got vibrato on, but like I think that oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So these ones have release. Got a bit of release on there, so but that's okay. As long as I think the top one has some release, then it doesn't matter what these other ones do. It's just, yeah. The feedback's good. Let's change this wave type. Kind of like that. That's a bit too farty. Because we're after like kind of like a. Or initially we're after a bass note, but now I'm just. Nah, that's too. That's quite nice. Okay. Maybe we should start messing around with this one. Just going like whatever wave type 6 is. I'm taking a shine to wave type 6. Okay, what have we got? We've got waveform, we've got a sine wave, we've got a half sine, we've got an absolute sine wave, we've got a pulse sine, sine even periods only, ab sine even periods only, and then, oh okay, 6 is the square wave. And then 7 is some kind of weird asymptote. Okay, that's, yeah, square waves just sound good. Yeah, and like waveforms 4 to 7 are only available on OPL3. Now, if you want your square wave on your older systems, you need to use PC speaker. Okay, so we have this. And what's the deal with riff speed? I saw that was an option. Okay. Handy if you want to play an effect that requires a set note to sound correctly. Use only an instrument riff to set it. Okay, this looks like some kind of programmability thing that is way too advanced for me. So I think that, like, maybe a little bit of decay here. Oh, sorry, maybe... Okay, that's good. And then... Okay, that's a good lead sound, actually. I quite like that as a lead sound. So what are we gonna do? I think we wanna create an instrument library. There's a feature for that. Control I, enter instrument library. Okay, so we'll do that. Control I. Yes. I'm probably going to have to read more docs. If you create a cool sounding instrument, you'll probably want to put it somewhere for future use. Use Control G, get instrument, and Control P, put instrument to load and save instruments. You can store your instrument into the instrument library, which is described in a later section. Yes, that's what I want. You'd still do that, but you now have the alternative of using the instrument library. Press N or insert to add a new category. Okay, so we'll do that. So, new category, leads. And then... Okay. Move through the list, load the current instrument. Can we... No, we can't do that. Load the current instrument in your tune into the library. Okay, so we'll go L, press A to, and we'll call it space lead. Okay. I'm actually curious now. So we've got that. We've put that in our thing. Do I have some other instruments that are on the disk? Can we maybe borrow some ideas? Okay, I gotta get out of the instrument. Yes, make them permanent, please. Nothing would make me happier. Control G, load instrument. Okay. So I thought I saw someone in the AdLib tracker too. Oh, but these are all kind of... Okay, so if we like... There's a whole bunch of different formats, but if we just go like Bass 2. Oh, it's just crazy quiet. That's all. And yeah, okay, that's just using 2-channel. Okay, that's less interesting. What else we got? Anything else? Nah. I think these are all going to be OPL2 instruments, which doesn't give us the kind of like the cool sound that we want. But we'll try one more. It's also annoying that like the rest seem to be in this different formats that are not supported by this tool. How about piano? But yeah, what do they got? They got tremolo, they got sustaining, and then just like, okay, so they've combined wave type 0 with wave type 4. So sine wave with sine even periods only. Okay, interesting. Okay. Alright, I don't think we're not really getting very far doing it like that. Let's go back to the instrument library. Oh wait, no, hang on. Instrument library. Instrument loaded from library, okay. Okay, now we need to, okay, this time we're gonna go for like, some kind of like driving bass. So, what algorithm would be best for that? Because like we got, unfortunately, this guide doesn't really kind of tell you very much about the usefulness of these algorithms. I know there are some FM synthesis books which will talk about like which one you want to use, but I don't have one of them handy, so we're gonna have to just kind of wing it a bit. But I imagine it would be, because yeah, I imagine it would probably be just this one that just goes straight down the line. Because it's a very pure tone. We just need to kind of mess with it so that it sounds deeper. So that's about it. We don't need to do any kind of complicated side, you know, we don't need like, I don't think we need multiple, what do you call it? Like multiple tones, like multiple subfrequencies. We just need to kind of take one standard sine wave and then do things to it. So let's pick another kind of interesting. Okay, so if you want kind of the big algorithms, you're limited to channels 1 to 6, which is, yeah, okay, we can kind of live with that. Or maybe we want this one. Maybe we want algorithm number 4, because then that would because then we could just kind of like double up. Like we're gonna have 2 channels which are basically just doing the same thing. Let's see what kind of sound we can get out of algorithm number 4. Okay, so we want tremolo. We'll turn vibrato on, but we'll leave tremolo off, because it's not meant to be kind of like a sort of warbling note. It's just meant to be like a, you know, like a bass hit. But vibrato is always nice. Okay. Turn the volume up so we can hear something. Turn release up so we can hear something. Do we also need to have like... I'm just going to turn the volume up on all these things so we can start hearing things. Tremolo... wave type? How come no here? Oh, is it because his attack is too low? Hang on. Turn attack up. There we go. This is a very ad-lib sound. But yeah, that's 2 sine waves, 2 Two sine waves modulating one another. Okay, let's do something a little bit more adventurous. So we need to kind of, so if we bring it down. Oh, I've got to turn up my... Oh, the feedback, that'd be why. I was wondering, like, why is this weird hum? Is there any... Oh no, I screwed up.
Hello, please press a code number.
Hey Harry Hardy, how's it going? We're just learning how to make music with a weird Yamaha sound chip thing. And it was going good until I changed the page of the... Oh no, I changed the instrument, that's why. That's why it sounds kind of cooked. Okay, so if we keep it here, switch over to... Let's stick to kind of like the audible octaves. Okay, so that's sounding too boring. Let's... Now these are all Farfisa sounding. I mean, we need... That's the thing about FM synth, like, it's very good if you want to make something that sounds very reedy and, like, you know, and high-pitched. But if you want to do, like, low-pitched stuff, then it's much harder. That's all multiplier stuff. What if I mess with the feedback? There we go. That's what I'm after. That kind of strumming sound. That's sounding much better. How about... try a different wave type? Okay, wave type number 4 seems to be the go for like a kind of a bass slap. Sine even periods only. Okay, I wouldn't have called that. Oh, Bloody Cactus says, I found it too difficult to compose in Radlib. I know the guys back in the day. For the December 2023 intro, which is why I grabbed a song by another friend. Oh, nice. This is why this year's intro will be all samples. Yeah, it's got its charm, samples, but you won't, you know, will you ever get sounds like this? Out of samples? Probably, if you find the right ones.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Stefan Matishin? Hopefully I pronounced that right. Welcome to the stream. We are messing around with Reality Adlib Tracker in lieu of doing actual work on the game. Well, I mean, This is technically work on the game, though. We need to make music. Okay, but... So that's good for, like, channel 1. I think that, like, we've still got 2 whole operators just sitting around doing nothing. I also wish I knew, like, why there's that kind of... I think that, like, maybe when we were, like, playing... What's it called? Like, playing around with the keyboard, we, like, broke one of the ad-lib channels, but that's okay. But I think that if we had, like, a similar thing in that channel, but on a different subharmonic, then that will kind of give it more depth. So that is what I think we should try and do. So let's copy mostly what we've got. So vibrato on. Volume nice and high. Attack pretty high. Oh, we can do detune. Oh my god, okay. That's a game changer. We're gonna be absolutely messing with detune. So vibrato, yes, we want on. Volume, attack, and decay somewhere in the middle. Is it wave type 4 for both? Oh, 4 and 5, okay. Is there an option I'm missing? Oh, I forgot to put release on this one. Okay, that'll be why. Okay. So for starters, if we make the multiplier this, we turn the volume down a bit. Actually, keep the multiplier at 1/2, I think. What is okay, how does detune sound? Oh, look at that. That sounds pretty good. But we can do better. We can... How about feedback? Did I set feedback for the other one? Oh, I set a ton of feedback for the other one. There doesn't seem to be very much going on. Okay, and if we fade out, like... So, we'll start from 0. Huh. Was that how the original sounded? I guess it was, okay. Not really hearing anything different. Hey BC Math, how's it going? Yeah, we're just kind of playing around with to see what makes it sound different, so... Oh, it doesn't sound... Have I missed something? It sounds exactly the same, so... Oh, maybe it's just because, like, the second modulation wave type isn't really doing anything? Yeah, BCA Math. We are making a game engine in DOS for a game jam. It is. I can quickly show you. It's an adventure game, and it's going to be an adventure game engine, I should probably say. And to do it, we've like nicked a whole bunch of ideas from Scum and Grime, which is the Grim Fandango engine. So essentially what it is, it's just kind of like the plan is basically to do as much in Lua as possible. So it has like a Lua interpreter built into it. There is like just enough kind of smarts in there to do the bare minimum of like, you know, like writing to the hardware, essentially, like, you know, loading images, loading fonts, blitting to the hardware, controlling the sound card. Like that's all going to be done in C, but the actual engine is in Lua. And here's currently what it looks like. It is basically just kind of like a test of, you know, the graphic splitter and the mouse. And now we've got fonts. We can actually just render bitmap fonts into the engine, which was a very kind of, very involved process. Like, it involved having to kind of write, like, I was lucky that for a different thing, I already kind of
All
knew
monitored
how
systems are functioning.
font layout stuff worked. Thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, so for a different thing at work, I had to learn how Pango, which is the GNOME and GTK font layout library worked, and so essentially, yeah, the code for that is very similar to how that works. But and yeah, like eventually I think like the plan will be, I mean, it's currently open source, so people can do whatever they want with it, but I do want it to be kind of like a nice, accessible alternative to something like, I guess, Adventure Game Studio, which, you know, has its own kind of weird scripting language. But as you can see here, like this is the code that runs that kind of little demo. So like none of the actual logic of it is you do in C. It's got multiple threads, so you can see here that like the horrible PC speaker music was running independently of the like this other thread, which was like printing crap to the screen, and then there's like another thread, I think, which was like actually blitting things to the screen. I can't find it. Like, this is just a messy test file. Yeah, so yeah, there we go. We've got play, sweep, and we've got draw things, but that's kind of the idea. So like, if you look at like the Grim Fandango source code, which I've had a chance to do, basically how it works is that you've just got, you know, it's laid out kind of like a movie script. Like, you basically say, I want the actor to move over here. I want the actor to talk to this person. I want him to wait for 2 seconds and play this animation, etc., etc. And that's all. And yeah, in order to kind of do that in DOS especially, like DOS does not have a concept of threads. So luckily Lua does. You can run what's known as kind of like, they call it, it's either threads or coroutines, and essentially it means that kind of, in this particular instance, like what we've got here is we've got a sleep function, and every time that this gets called, that kind of gives control back to the main engine, and the engine is allowed to do other things. And then through that, it's able to basically just kind of, you know, it looks like all this stuff is happening at the same time, but really every time it hits a sleep, it then goes back to the main engine and does something else, and, you know, so on and so on. VCM asks, do you code in any other languages? Just curious. I'd say, yeah, I'm strongest in Python. I've gotten better at C++ because most of my other projects until now have been involving working on ScumVM, like working on the director support, Macromedia director support. So that has kind of made me get better at C++. I've known C for a while. Can't, you know, I've got a kind of tortured relationship with C. It's very, I don't know. It's okay. It's absolutely awful if you need to do anything like string manipulation or hash maps or just anything that you take for granted in another language, but in this instance, I'm okay with that because it makes me go, I could do that bit in Lua. I don't need to do that bit in C. I can move that to the Lua part of the engine. So yes, but tonight, I don't know. I basically like kind of smashed my head against another feature for the engine, which was getting a debug console working yesterday, and so to kind of decompress from that a bit, I'm just messing around with making ad-lib music tonight because I feel more confident. It's either that or like make some art for the games. I'm not sure if I really want to do that on stream because I'm gonna take like a bunch of tries, but music I'm more than happy to just kind of like mess around and get some like good instruments out of. BCMS says, I learned to code with GW Basic. Yes. I never actually learned how to do GW Basic. I only played the Gorilla game, which I think that everyone who, every kid who found GW Basic eventually learned about gorillas.bas. Okay. So I like this strum. The strum is good. I'm not sure about kind of the depth of the waveform though. Is there a way of like just silencing? Because like I want to hear kind of like the lower registers, but there's this hum, which is I think caused by the virtual ad-lib chip being broken. Is it like a reset? Actually, hang on. Maybe if I like just hit play on the song with nothing in it. So if I switch out of instrument mode. Yeah. There we go. That got rid of the hum. Okay, but that's and yeah, that was our first lead instrument that we made. But now we want to figure out how to do gotta figure out how to do bass lines. I wonder how much is it, just octave? Oh, VC Math is completely correct. That was QBasic, not GW Basic. Yes, I've... Sorry, I'm a... You've called me out for the poser that I am. I can't, No apology would be too great. Ah, dang. I reckon, yeah, like the waveform just sounds like it could use a tweak. But it doesn't sound like, maybe we need to add like more of a release? Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe we just need to... Dang, yeah. That feels weird. It feels so weird. I love it, but it's weird. Oh, right, I'm editing like channel 3. Oh, sorry, the second half. I was wondering, like, why does this not sound like the original? Anyway, actually, yeah, I do have a Yamaha DX7, which was kind of their very popular 1980s keyboard, which gives you, like, compared to this chip, it is just like, it gives you friggin' like 32 different algorithms. It is absolutely over the top. I think it uses... I can't remember which. I don't think it's the OPL, or the OP series of chips. I think it's a different one, but yeah, it is absolutely inscrutable to program. Also, doesn't like it has like a really tiny LCD screen and it has some really crappy membrane buttons and one slider. And you basically like to change a parameter, you have to like push the button, move the slider up and down, test it out, etc. And yeah, it's it's great. Unfortunately, I've lent it to my friend, so I can't mess around with the DX7, or I can't pull the DX7 out. Just got just got my crappy keyboard here. Okay, is it... So if we go back to like channel 1... That sounds a bit better. Oh, like how long have I been working on the engine? Oh, just the last couple of weeks. Like it's it's gone together quite quickly, but yeah, everything has been put together in the last couple of weeks. To be honest though, like, you know, I have the advantage of like I don't have to write like an image storage format because I have, you know, a PNG library, and I don't have to worry about writing in this case I don't have to worry about like writing an adlib format because I can just use you know, the tracker format that the reality adlib guys have put together. But yeah, also, and yeah, it is, I don't know, I apologize for it being slightly abstract. I do also kind of want to avoid spoilers on stream for, which is kind of why I'm being sort of, you know, we might do a little bit of engine stuff later if I get kind of tired of the adlib stuff. But yeah, we're not going to see any kind of like big reveals about the game aside from maybe it's set on a spaceship. Four and 7. Okay, I do. Do I want... Actually, okay, that's sounding thicker now. Now that we have 2. Maybe, do I want feedback anymore? Hey, Pasta Pancake. Pasta Pancake says, I love trackers. I didn't use trackers until Renoise came out, but I liked it. Yeah, like I've used trackers like a little bit. Not very much. So this is kind of like an immersion therapy sort of exercise where I force myself to learn a tracker properly. Though I admit it does kind of help having, you know, because it's basically just kind of like tweaking knobs on the FM chip. You don't have to worry too much about your samples. Or, you know, finding good samples, if that makes sense. Okay, no, I do like a slight bit of detune. I don't know what, like, Operator 4 is actually doing, though. I can't really... Like, it's almost as if it's doing nothing. And I'm not sure about that. Is it because, like, it'll be... It is very slightly doing something. No worries, BCE Math. Take care. Oh, I had it good before, and then I decided to mess with it. Oh god. Oh, I like that. I like that additional texture. Okay, interesting. Hang on. Volume, attack, decay. So I guess we'd need decay.
Hello, please press a code
Thanks
number.
very much for the follow, Pasta Pancake. Pasta Pancake asks, is this hooked up to an external synth or is it a built-in synth? This is the Windows build of Reality AdLib Tracker, so it's essentially it's emulating a Yamaha OPL3 chip, so equivalent to like later versions of the Sound Blaster, like the Sound Blaster or 32, etc. And yeah, we're doing that because we need we're doing that so that we can so that I can kind of use the MIDI keyboard here to test it out, which you don't kind of get with the DOS edition. Yeah, we were just talking about the DX7. I do actually have a DX7. Unfortunately, I've lent it to a friend, so I do not have the ability to. So I can't test it here, and it's probably for the best because, as I was saying, like with this chip, you only get like 7 algorithms. I think it's 7, or is it 6? Oh no, it's 6. Sorry, you get six choices of algorithms. The DX7 gives you 32, and that's like, I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of like an impediment to creativity sometimes. Just going like, dear sweet Jesus, there's just like way too many ways to program this damn thing. I'm never gonna make it sound good. Whereas with this, it's like, okay, you've just got like, you know, small number of operators, small number of combinations. You can kind of iterate through. So what I really want is I want that kind of fade off effect that we have on channel 1. And I'm pretty sure that we did that by just adding a bunch of decay. Or is it release? Do we just need to add like more release to here? Yeah, okay, we just need to add more release. Yeah, Bloody Cactus says the biggest limit is the 4 operators. Yeah. I'll say that. It is slightly nicer. It's nicer having more than like, I don't know, was it like 3 waveforms that the original had? 4 waveforms? I mean, like the original... Yeah, the original only gave you 4 waveforms, and they were all just sine waves, which is why everything sounded either kind of like very... like very tinkly or very farty. Those were the 2 extremes of OPL2. Whereas now you get like a nice fat square wave and like some interesting kind of like asymptotic functions. So that gives some much needed texture, is how I would describe it. Okay. So I turn... Oh, Bloody Cactus says, now if Electron made a Digitanel with more ops, but, oh, the Korg OP6 Mark II? Yeah, I've never really played with any of the kind of non-Yamaha FM gear. Like, I do have a Digitact, like the Electron sample-based groove box downstairs. Oh, actually, yeah, there is one other FM thing I have. Like, hang on, like, give me 1 second. I'm having second thoughts. Now it's fine. Got this groove box. no idea how to use it though. I went as far as buying it and then just like playing the demo tunes. But yeah, this is what's it called? The Sonicware Mega Synthesis. It is I'm not sure if it's an actual. I think it's a simulation of a YM2612, which is the Mega Drive chip. And they got Yuzo Koshiro, who is, you know, legendary FM producer, to contribute a bunch of sample banks and test patterns with it. So that's all very cool. But I got to learn how to use it. It's basically just been sitting on my coffee table, so that I can like mess around with it. But anyway, like the one downside I guess of that is that like it's, I don't know, it's another interface to learn. Whereas with this, at least you can see what the parameters that you're messing with are a little bit better. Oh right, it's the sister device to the Live and XFM. Ah, okay, it is the yeah, I know that Sonicwave make a few different kind of like groove boxes and such like that. So that's cool to hear. Okay, let's that's good. We've got our bass sound, so let's save that to the instrument library. We'll make a new category. We'll call it bass. Oh, oh no. Hang on. That better not have loaded anything. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Good. I didn't wreck it. I would have been gutted if we lost our bass note. Like this, just hang on, so like the decay. Okay, 8 seems to be the magic number for decay. Let's do that here. Okay, that's tight. Let's... Yeah, delete that. No, don't load from the library. Put it in there. What was the key to rename it? A to alter the name. Okay, fine. I'll call it space bass. Yep. All right. Hey BJ and FNE. Apologies. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to say all the letters in a row. It is going really well. We've compared to last week, we've got like a ton of stuff more working. There we go. Good use of English. Namely, we now have bitmaps drawing with the correct palette, and we have text rendering with UTF-8. The basically, like, yeah, I do have a bunch of code that's in Lua, which is ready for kind of, and basically we can put like background images. We can use animated sprites, like the mouse cursor there is animating. The one piece that we don't really have at the moment is like walk boxes, and I've scouted out the correct bit of code to like nick from like ScumVM, like one of the ScumVM engines, where you can I don't know, but basically the idea is like when you have characters walking around in an adventure game, you generally want them to be able to pathfind everywhere easily, and you want them to kind of walk behind scenery at the correct spots. And there's a few different ways of kind of doing that, but the most straightforward way involves kind of just mapping out like big, like, you know, trapezoid shapes and saying, okay, this trapezoid is at, you know, at like Z position 1. This one's at Z position 2, so it's hiding behind this this pillar or whatever. And like, you know, just giving it like that kind of information. And yeah, I was like looking into like whether we should do that or do, I guess, like the more modern approach, which is like, oh, just do everything as a big polygon and then do ray casting and all that stuff. And then it just kind of came down to like, it's, you know, firstly, you need a ton of code to read through like polygons. Whereas if you have like squares or quadrilaterals, like that's real easy. You've got, you know, you can take a lot of shortcuts when you do it that way. And also, I don't think that the polygon one will save you very much time, because you will still need to mark off areas of your walk, like your walk map, as being in front of things or being behind other things. So I think that, yeah, I've got like a fairly good idea how I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to work on that like this weekend, hopefully, and then we should, that along with some like kind of, you know, a start on the art, and then we should be able to kind of like really get going with the scripting. We might have, I don't know, we'll see how we go tonight. We might get like a little bit into the scripting tonight, but that is kind of the progress update so far. Okay, I'm very happy with that bass sound. What else do we need? So we've got a bass and we've got a lead. I think we should maybe like just do like a little bit of an intro kind of sting, just to see how that feels. So we'll got space lead. We'll open up the instrument library. Open up space bass. And then now we've got to go into edit mode. So for now, let's turn off that. Yeah, we'll do a nice low A. A nice low A. And so that by itself should just kind of sustain. Can we do any kind of effects? Because like typically with mod music, you have like these effect channels on the right. No. Is there? Hang on, where's... I miss reader mode. I'm trying to use a different browser. Okay, stuff to do with Opal, header, offset, riffs, patterns? Oh no, that's the file format spec. Effect parameter. Yeah, okay, so we need to look at effects. Okay, so we've got the note that is played. Sharp or normal. Octave of the tone. Yep, that makes sense. the instrument the tone note has been played in, and the special effect, if any, to perform, and the parameter for the special effect. Okay, tell me more about special effects. So what have we got? We've got slide note down, slide note up, slide 2 note. I think we want slide 2 note. Combine slide to note and volume slide. Volume slide, set volume, break, set speed. Okay, so it's a very, very basic kind of list of effects. Basically just glissandos, because I'm guessing that's, you know, that's quite easy to do with the Atlas hardware. Okay, so we got. So tell me about special effect number 3. Slides the last note played until it reaches the note with this effect. Till it reaches the note given with this effect. The parameter gives the speed of the slide. Oh, okay, right. So we start with a different note and then we. Okay, yeah, okay, I understand. So if we want to like finish on a low A. So we start here, and then we change this to like tone slide. Oop, tone slide. Huh? No, okay, that's apparently not it. 44. Yeah, okay. How about if we go like, just like, too big. 3, 0, 1. Very slow. Does that... Use parameter in 0 in subsequent lines to continue the slide. Oh, okay, right. Oh, okay, so you gotta do multiple copies of this. How do you copy pasta? How do you copy pasta to multiple things? What have we got? Load song, save song, open song, quick save song. Clear song from memory. Okay. Okay, so I think we can mark and paste. Okay. So if we copy that, paste, yeah, okay, and then we just go 0, and then okay. Good enough. All right, so we do that, and oh, okay, okay. Now we're cooking. So we will absolutely copy this. Copy. Slap some more down there. Yeah, then we're sustaining. Okay. Do I like that start note though? How about if we go like that? Okay. That's kind of like a nice spaceship hum, actually. Nice kind of hum of the engines. Okay, so now we need to kind of do some more stuff. We're gonna switch back to instrument mode. Oh wait, here we go. Don't have to switch back to instrument mode. We can just switch to here. Oh wait. Is there an undo? Control Z? No, there is no undo. To 300. Okay, that's fine. Huh. Where's Homestar? There should be some Homestar. What happened to the gimmicks? Hang on a second. That's where are the gimmicks? Are they all gone? Or is it just Homestar? They're all gone. What? Pardon me. Why did my gimmicks die? People out there, can you hear the gimmicks? Huh, okay. No, the audio channel for the... I mean, I can see the gimmicks that are playing. The gimmicks are playing, they're just not coming out the other end. Hang on, let me restart the gimmick engine, because it's a load-bearing stream function. Can't afford for the gimmicks not to be working. Yeah, okay, it's got the right pretend desktop. Okay. Give us a second. It's just loading in like 9 billion clips from every single DVD in my house. But we should get back to where we were. Come on. Oh, there we go. It just got stuck a little bit. I think my storage array is having a little trouble. There we go. What? Oh my god, why?